All right, guys, today's language arts lesson is kind of continuing yesterday. We're going to talk more about helping verbs today and a little more about how to use those. So here we go. Okay, let's go over the rules of using helping verbs. So the first rule is use a form of the verb be with the ing form of a verb. That means if a verb ends with ing, you'll use one of these following helping verbs: am, are, is, was, were. All right, for an example of this, I'm going to actually use number 1 on part A of your activity, page 41 for today, titled Using Helping Verbs. All right, so if we look at the blank, Megan blank swimming for her school. First we find the verb. So what is the verb in that sentence? Swimming. What do you see at the end? ing. So because you see ing, you know you're going to have to use am, are, is, was, were. So now you can just plug those in. And a lot of times more than one might make sense. But let's just plug them in. Megan am swimming for her school. Does that make sense? No. Megan are swimming for her school. Does that make sense? No. Megan is swimming for her school. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. What about Megan was swimming for her school? Does that make sense? It does. So there you see you have two options for that sentence. Megan were swimming for her school. That doesn't make sense, does it? So you know because you have the ing on the end of swim that you use a form of be. Am, are, is, was, or were. Okay, the second rule in using helping verbs is use a form of the verb have with the past form of most verbs. And those three forms are has, have, and had. Those are all past tense. All right, for our example, we're going to look at number 2 on your activity page 41. And yes, I am helping you with the answers to the first couple of questions. You're welcome. All right, number 2 says, her swim team blank practiced since school started. So let's find the verb in this sentence, that action verb, practiced. What do you see at the end? ed, which implies what tense? Past tense. So we know because it's past tense, we're going to use a form of the verb have. So has, have, or had. And again, sometimes it could be more than one of those. But let's just plug those in. That's the important thing to do on these, is just plug them in and see which one makes sense. And a lot of times I might read them out loud, even if nobody's here to listen. I might read them out loud because if you say them out loud, you can say, that doesn't really make sense. That doesn't sound right. All right, her swim team has practiced since school started. Does that make sense? It does, doesn't it? Let's see if any of the others do. Her swim team have practiced since school started. Does that make sense? No. Her swim team had practiced since school started. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. So we could use has or had to complete the helping verb in that sentence. And most times, has and had are interchangeable. You will be able to use one or the other. We use have when we have a plural subject, or you or I. We use has or had if it is a singular subject. Just a little bit of extra information there for you. All right, let's look at part B on your activity page 41. The instructions say write complete sentences. Use a helping verb from the box above with a form of the verb shown in parentheses. Use each word once. So let's just look at number 6. For the first time, the coach scheduled daily practice. All right, so first, The first thing you need to do is decide, do you want this to be present tense or past tense? If you want it to be present tense, you know you're going to add what to the end of schedule? ing. And now I'm going to plug in which of those might make more sense. For the first time, the coach am scheduling daily practice? No. For the first time, the coach are scheduling daily practice? No. If it was plural, coaches, the coaches are. So there's where that plural and singular rule comes in again. For the first time, the coach is scheduling daily practice. Does that one make sense? Yeah, that one sounds good. For the first time, the coach was scheduling daily practice. And that one does make sense. I kind of like is better there, personally. For the first time, the coach were scheduling daily practice. That one doesn't work either because were also is used with plural subjects. So on the blank, you would write is scheduling. I don't expect you to write the complete sentence. You just need to write the helping verb and the main verb in the correct form. Okay, there's your lesson on using helping verbs. So you have your activity page to complete today. If you need any help, just let me know. I'm here for you. Have a great day.